day to you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video with Crypto Ninjas. My name is Dale, and this video we're looking into Huma Finance, the 70th project on the Binance Launchpool and the Binance Alpha Airdrop. I will do a quick review of Huma Finance, what it is, its design, give you a visual examples of how everything works, and then we'll move on, talk about how to participate in the Huma Binance Launchpool and the Binance Alpha Airdrop. And finally, as always, talk about the price prediction of Huma after on Binance. Let's go. But before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe to Crypto Ninjas and use all of our referral links for 20% off of your trading fees for life. Thank you very much. First of all, what is Huma Finance? So Huma Finance is the first PayFi network aiming to accelerate global payments with instant access to liquidity anywhere, anytime. There are several use cases of Huma Finance that they're focusing on, and the first one is cross-border payment financing, which settle cross-border payments instantly without pre-funding, eliminating delays, capital lockups, and unnecessary costs. So think about transferring or sending your money to your friends and families in another country using Western Union, for example, right? It usually takes about 1 to 5 business days for your money to go through, and that's what Huma Finance is trying to accelerate. Make everything no lockup and makes it faster, instant liquidity. The second use case is stablecoin backed cards. Transform card payments with stablecoins, real-time settlement, on-chain control, and lower fees by design. Next thing is T+0 settlement, institutional ready, same-day settlement that eliminates capital inefficiencies and accelerate financial operation across borders. Next thing is trade finance, modernize how suppliers get paid, faster settlement, less friction, and more growth. And finally, DePIN financing. Unlock capital for DePIN network with innovative financing solutions built for a new era of infrastructure. However, the most talked about use case of Huma Finance is giving you loans instantly using your future income. The idea is, what if you can get a loan today, not based on your collateral or your credit score, but based on your future income that you are expecting in, let's say, a week's time. So let's think about this for a second. Let's look at how traditional, borrowing and lending protocols work, right? So if you want to borrow, let's say like $10,000, then you need to put in, I don't know, $15,000 as collateral in order to take out $10,000. But Huma is here to basically revolutionize that process. You don't need to put in collateral. No. You can take out $10,000 based on the amount of money that you will get paid or expecting in a few weeks or maybe a few days time. And all of this is achievable with the PayFi Stack, okay? Including 6 layers: the transaction layer, the currency layer, the custody layer, compliance layer, financing layer, and finally, application layer. First is the transaction layer, which includes the blockchain networks that Huma Finance is built upon, where all the transactions happen, okay? On Solana and Stellar because, low transaction fees and fast transaction speed, okay? And they can handle large transactions as well. Next is the currency layer, including, stable coins like USDC, USDT, and yield-bearing assets that the users are going to interact with. Okay. Next is the custody layer, includes Phantom, Kobo, Ledger, Fireblocks, and next is the compliance layer, chain analysis, TRM labs, Polyflow, where you need, because this is dealing with payments, so they need to verify who you are, who the lenders are, if everything is compliant, to avoid money laundering, all those issues, right? So it's very necessary. Next, the 5th layer is the financing layer. This is where the magic happens. So remember when I said you can take out a loan based on your future income? Yeah, so in this case, Huma Finance will verify your invoices, your income stream, and then if everything checks out, with the compliance layer, then they can tokenize your invoice or your future incomes into real world asset on the chain, and they can use that and to give you out a loan. All right, I'll give you the example in a little bit for you to better understand it, but that's what the financing layer are. And there are Pith, Chainlink, Credora, and SNP, which handles different things. So Huma mainly handles the, let's say, the invoices and the salaries. Credora can also handle the credit worthiness of yourself as well, like the credit scores and whatever. So each of these things, they handle different aspects of your income stream and what you're trying to present to Huma Finance, basically. And next is the application layer, where all the dApps are built upon, right? Simple, straightforward DeFi, like lending, borrowing, DEX, whatever. I'm going to give you an example of how Huma Finance can give out a loan based on your future income. Let's say that you are a freelancer, okay, and you just finished a video order for your client, okay? This is your client right here. And let's say that you charge $10,000 for a video. So after you finish the video, you send an invoice worth $10,000 to your clients through a third-party invoice app called QuickBooks, okay? And so after you send this invoice to your clients, they are going to pay you back the $10,000, but you know, in the contract it says that they're going to pay you back after 30 days. However, you cannot wait 30 days for your clients to pay you back the money because you have, you know, different necessities that you need to take care of. For example, your rent, right? Your food, and also your subscription thing, you know, for entertainment. So what do? How do you get the money immediately, instantly, without having to wait for 30 days? Well, that is where Huma Finance comes in. Here's what you do, okay? First, you would go to an application on Huma Finance that deal with loans using invoice, okay? So that's layer 6. That application will connect Huma Finance with your QuickBooks account using the QuickBooks API. After connected to your QuickBooks account, Huma Finance will verify all the details, all right? That's layer 4, the compliance layer, right? They need to verify everything. So they need to verify who you are you KYC? Are you a real person? Are you good with your payment history or not? And if it checks out, boom, a check, right? They will also verify your client, all right? Who your client is, are they trustworthy? You know, are they handling payments regularly? Are they 5-star without any issues? If that's a yes, another check, right? And then they will look at your invoice of $10,000 and they will check everything. Is the invoice valid? Is it compliant? Is it real? After everything is checked out, then Huma Finance will then issue a $10,000 real world asset invoice based on your QuickBooks invoice. And this is going to be layer 5, the financing layer, all right? After issuing the $10,000 tokenized invoice, Huma Finance will do their risk assessment of yourself, right? To see, you know, how much money they can give out as a loan. And let's say that they can give you a $9,000 loan. And so you have now $9,000 to handle the rent, the food, and your subscription instantly, right? Without having to wait. But the question is, how does Huma Finance get their $9,000, their money back? Well, the answer is very simple. After 30 days, right, your clients will have to pay your money, right? Pay your invoice. So they will pay it to QuickBooks. But instead of QuickBooks sending this money directly to you, no. They are going to send the money to Huma. The money is going to be rerouted to Huma, and Huma is going to get like $9,000 of that $10,000 plus a little bit of an interest based on your loan, and any amount remaining will be paid back to you. Let's say like $900. Now that you understand how it works, let's talk about how to participate in the Huma Finance Binance Launchpool. So very simple, straightforward. Use the link down in the description and in the comments for 20% off of trading fees for life and to participate in this Launchpool, okay? Thank you very much. When you do that, then this will show up, okay? There are 3 pools that you can deposit your funds in: the BNB pool, FDUSD, and USDC. The BNB pool will give out the most rewards, okay? So check that out. FDUSD stablecoin USDC pool is relatively the same. You have about 2 days and 15 hours left to be joining this pool at the time of making this video, right? So not a lot of time. But my experience with Binance Launchpool is you receive like a few dollars after 3 days if you have like a few hundred to $1,000. So not too much money, but I mean just a little bit of money for you to spend. Next thing I want to talk about real quick is the Binance Alpha Airdrop of Huma Finance, okay? So if you want to participate in the Binance Alpha Airdrop, then you need something called the Binance Alpha Points. And you can get these Binance Alpha Points for trading the Binance Alpha tokens on the Binance Alpha tab on your Binance exchange. I won't dive too deep into the specifics of this thing, but you know, in recent days, the average points that you would need is around 190 points. All right, sometimes it'll be like 196, 193, but around 190 points. However, you have to stay tuned until May 26 for the official points. What I can say is, on average, you would receive around $100 for these airdrops. All right, sometimes you will receive about $180 to $200 as well for this airdrop, which is insane because the amount of money that the cost that you need to get like 190 points is like what, $20-$30. Okay, and you need to spend like 15 points to get like $200 around that. So that is insanely profitable. And so I will suggest you to check out Binance Alpha Points and research about it if you haven't. Finally, let's talk about the price prediction for Huma Finance. So first of all, Huma Finance raised about $46.3 million funding rounds, which is a lot, right? From tier 1 venture capitals like Hashkey, Circle, Santiago, Angel Investor, Distributed Global, the tier 2 Robot Venture, Raise Capital, PayFi, Fenbushi. They're also on the Binance Launchpool, so big achievements, right? If you look at the pre-market price for Huma token right now, I think it's around 8 to 9 cents per token. So that translates to about $800 to $900 million in FTV. However, my price prediction for Huma Finance is going to be a little bit less than that, even though the current market situation is very good. I mean, Bitcoin just broke its all-time high. But then, Trump came out and be like, hey, we're going to put more tariffs on Europe, right? So immediately Bitcoin dumped. And so I think that a reasonable valuation for Huma Finance, the middle case, which I'm leaning towards to, is going to be at around $750 to about $800 million in FTV. The bullish case is going to be at around $900 to $1 billion in FTV, and the bearish case is at around $600 to $700 million in FTV. However, I don't think the bearish case is going to happen. I'm more leaning towards the $700 to $800 million in FTV, because I also look into another project called Space and Time. I don't know if you guys know about it, but we did a video about it before. Space and Time is similar to Huma Finance, where it's also on the Binance Launchpool, and it's also on the Binance Alpha Airdrop, right, program. And that token came out to be at the all-time high, peaked after listing $1 billion in FTV, and then it went down to about 800 million, and now it's like at around 600 million. So I'm gonna look at Huma Finance and I'm gonna do like an average FTV. So that's how I came up with this number. And that's it for this video about Huma Finance. Just a quick review about what it is, its design, and give you guys an example of how everything works. My price prediction, once again, for Huma Finance, is going to be 7.5 to about 8 cents per token, putting it at $750 to $800 million in FTV. However, I think right after listing, it's gonna pump a little bit, probably to about $1 billion in market cap, and then slowly going down to about, let's say, like $700 million in FTV, and it's gonna be traded at around $600 to $700 million in FTV, about 6 to 7 cents, okay, depending on the market situation. Let me know in the comments what you think the price of Huma is gonna be. If you like this video, also subscribe and like to support our content. That would be very much appreciated, and use all of our referral links for 20% off of your trading fees for life. Thank you guys very much. Hope you have a great day and take care. Daily out.